Okay, so I've put the armature into the circle of the little magnets, and of course I just can't give up this, well, this full stand as for my uses to hold the thing. Put one of the ends on that holds the shaft, because it's the opposite of the PMAs that are from like a GM generator where you're turning the center shaft, or the other handmade ones. So you have to think about how that part's whole thing is going to work. But so this is what I have, and I need a decent set of clip-on leads, but basically I can spin it, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. But I can spin it and get up to about 6 volts. Trying to figure out if I can do it. Well, let's see what I can do. Alright. So, here's my meter on AC. And, just hand spinning it, it's getting up to, I could get it up to about 3 volts hand spinning it, but I'm not getting it up there now. Now if I put it on the other leads, now what's interesting is that the lesser resistance set of leads will actually produce more voltage. So the other neat thing about this one, as my PMAs, as you've seen in my other videos, that I've purchased from, I've purchased them from Nature Systems, Craig from Nature Systems, he's an outstanding tech guy, great support. But the GM has cogging, and there is no way that I could do this. Now, this is not going to produce the amount of power that you're going to get from a GM PMA. Right, because they're looking at like 800 watts, and this is probably not going to give me that much. And time will tell how much I will get to it, but I'm going to have to put it up someplace where it's going to generate electricity, which is a whole other step. Now, the other problem I have with this particular setup is because I put a complete ring of magnets around the armature. There's no space for the screws to pass through this collar, so I'll have to come up with another fancy way to bolt the two halves together. But I'm really kind of excited the fact that it actually fits. So I could go ahead and epoxy the magnets down to the ring, and then bolt this all together so that it works. But it is kind of a cool thing when something like this actually works, even though the magnets were cheap at $3 per 10, so that's what, 3 cents, 30 cents each, which is fairly cheap. It still required quite a few. I'll have to count them out and have them ring apart, and I'll figure that out. But it even though, and the fan costs $7, $8 for the fan plus tax, because they did collect tax. But it's just it's a pretty cool thing. So and I don't suspect that I'm going to get a ton of voltage out of it. I mean, these wires here are, they're probably 16 gauge. They're definitely not 14, so they're probably like 16 gauge. And the rating on the plate is about 0.9 amps total. Now these two windings are going to be hooked up in parallel and then converted to DC to then be able to use it into a charging of the battery setup at a later date. And I will probably do is, though Buddy had put the rectifier up on the tower, I'll run the AC down to my panel so that and rectify it at the panel, so that as long as it'll go at further distances as AC than at DC. Otherwise I have to go to a size 4 or a size 2 cable, which, yeah, I don't think so. So otherwise I could just use an outdoor extension cord, run my power from the tower to my batteries that way, and you know, get a little bit of savings on the voltage drop. So this is out for now. Wish everyone is well, and best to you all.